Is this when you're going to brag about beating an 8-year-old?
I beat the shit out of her. I mean, it's not even close.
Oh, good.
All right, I fucked everybody in my family up in pickleball, and I just dominated. Not just swatting into the corners and shit, just standing in the kitchen, just knocking it down, baby. They couldn't stop me.
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. And now, broadcasting from the #SaveTests. Nice. And if there's time, Peter Studios.
And if there's time.
That's Jim. Whitney's not here. I'm Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
Well, everybody, long-time therapy producer of the show, our buddy Tess, who's been on the show before. You know her, you love her. Going through it right now. Turns out fires in Canada like to burn people's houses down. So we are doing a Save Tess campaign. Jump over to our Patreon, patreon.com/therapy. It is unlocked for all to see. The post is available.
That's why her GoFundMe is in Canadian money.
That's why.
Oh, I thought she was doing a bit.
Not a bit.
I thought she was doing.
You thought she?
I thought it was just stickling.
You thought she burnt her house down for a bit?
We don't know.
I thought it was just a bit.
I assume.
Like, oh look, she's trying to get some Canadian money. That's a neat little bit.
It's useful, I'm sure.
I mean, the U.S. money isn't worth much anymore. For the Canadian money, is probably worth a good bit.
Patreon.com/therapy. You can see the Save Tess campaign. Support our buddy Tess. I love that the community's coming alongside, and everybody's been really, really supportive and loving to her.
We've tried to save Peter.
We've given up on Peter. I feel like
it's pointless.
I'm not going to work harder to save Peter than Peter needs to work to save himself. Okay,
that's right.
I feel like that's our philosophy on this show.
We've been enabling Peter.
You know what? We have. It's Peter needs to hit rock bottom.
Yeah. He hasn't hit his bottom yet.
Peter is in the pre-contemplative stage of change. We gotta let him hit the ground. Then he'll bounce. That's what's gonna happen. So, Peter, we're still here for you, buddy.
We are the world.
We are Peter.
We are children. We gotta get Peter out of the situation before she kills him.
She's out of town, man. This is your chance.
Run, Peter.
Run. She's gotta get the cameras on him at all times. She knows. But anyway, if you'd like to hear about my fabulous horse riding weekend, go to patreon.com/therapy. Join the pre-show hangout, available every week. We release the early show on Wednesdays. You get to hear the extended show with our pre-show hangout every single week. Patreon.com/therapy. And hey, it's April. We are getting close to Mental Health Awareness Month. That's coming out here in May, every May. And we've got some great projects that are going to be launching at patreon.com/therapy. Some secret projects that we're going to announce as soon as May kicks off, but we are already working on them in the background. Things we have never before done on the show. Some behind-the-scenes shit.
Lots of anal.
Well, okay, never before done. Which, okay, lots. Okay, yeah. I didn't hear the qualifier.
Yeah, lots.
More than we've done previously.
Like, picture as much as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Double it.
Yeah. Get to a point where you're like, I'm uncomfortable with this amount.
And then double it again.
Patreon.com/therapy. Support mental health. Do that. It'd be great to have you join the Thera Party for the year. Come join us, sign up for a year, and get to hang out with us in May. We got a lot of fun things coming up. It's going to be moving fast. We're not going to be announcing it here in April, so you want to sign up now. That way you're on deck. You're ready to go. Tons of new campaigns, tons of new content. Only Patreons get it. So jump over there, patreon.com/therapy. And if you sign up this week, you will also get to see a new drop that I am releasing on Monday. When you're hearing this, it's either Wednesday if you're a Patreon, or it's Thursday if you're in the public. And on Monday of this same week, I've released the 12th installment of my series on artificial intelligence and psychotherapy. This one, probably my most controversial. It's about whether or not humans have a right to violence in the era of artificial intelligence. And it's not what you think. It's not about just fighting robots. It's about the displacement that happens in society because of new technology. Whether economics is violence, whether environmental decay is violence.
So you're doing the buggy whip argument.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the buggy whip argument?
What a silly man to not know, idiot. But you could tell Nick. He doesn't know.
It's the as cars were coming along, people fretted, and like union representatives of buggy whip manufacturers, horse whips for buggies.
Oh.
It was a big minus against cars coming along.
Okay.
The same pattern has happened ad nauseum through human history. Like, technology displaces workers.
Sure,
it is what technology is for. It's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Jim, I have a question, and that is, what percentage of this 12-part piece on AI was written by AI?
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, what an obnoxious question. I just don't know why.
And I'd still love
12.
an answer.
I don't know why
So
we
12.
need to discuss
So I'm
that.
guessing 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the number that I'm going with then.
I'm not going to dignify your question, you dumb person.
Let me just say, write up my response here real quick.
You know what? I will get back to you.
You know what? I have to go to the bathroom, and I'm taking my phone with me.
God, never look through my AI history.
Do you pay for an AI subscription, Jacob?
I do. I pay for ChatGPT.
Oh, you do?
Okay.
Okay. How are you feeling about that one these days?
It does a lot.
Still doing it for you.
It's crazy.
Okay.
And like the stuff that I use it for, it works really well.
Do you only use it for erotica or also for like handy tips?
I mean, only.
Okay. Yeah.
Primarily.
I pay for Gemini, the Google one.
Okay.
And it's fine. I like it. I've used all three. I think Claude's the smartest one, but Claude doesn't know about current events. So if I ask Claude like, oh, tell me about this new news thing, it's like, well, I don't know any news past this date. Whereas the Google one's like, okay, like, oh, Trump just did this law about psychedelic medicines. Here's exactly what it is. And so I value that. I feel like I'm not going to keep paying for it, though, because I don't know that I use it in a way that needs to be paid for. Like, I'm
using it to make a lot of weird things.
Yeah,
like I'm doing like
erotica.
I'm doing like rack drawings right now for audio equipment with it on one thing, and like
draw women's racks with the AI. Huh. I'm okay. How much are you paying? Because I'd pay for that.
$20 a month.
I'd pay for that. That feels right.
$19.99.
All right.
This will not surprise you one bit, but I don't pay for
anything.
I'm not surprised by any of that.
Fair.
Which AI
I'm not going to correct you.
Use? So he uses OpenAI, ChatGPT. I use Google. Do you use one at all?
If I use anything, it'll be OpenAI.
Okay, it's ChatGPT. All right. So you have a subscription then, or not? You don't pay for it, but you have a login.
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you? Would you be brave enough right now to tell us what is the last conversation you had with it? What is the last prompt?
I probably could. I think it had to do something with horses.
From the Patreon? Is that where you've been getting all your shit?
Let's see. What was? Let me look.
Now we're all pulling up our.
Let's see.
Oh, I asked it. Okay, we had a letter that came in, and we're using it on this show. And it is very long, and I didn't have time to cut it down, so I put it into ChatGPT. I said, "Hey, can you cut this down?"
Okay.
It didn't cut it down. It answered. It provided. It provided an answer.
I have
put us out of business, Tangerman.
The more I use it, the more I'm really discovering like those prompts are. Like, there's definitely an art to the prompting.
You got to get that.
Okay, so my last few that I've had.
Yeah.
The letter trimming one.
Yeah.
A question about exploiting certification loopholes.
Oh.
Email revision. 42 CFR Part 2 notice of confidentiality question.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. So email revision.
All right. I'll give some of mine, and Jacob, I'm curious if you'll share.
Mine are very boring. I was just looking through mine.
All right. I've got one where I asked it to make a picture of me holding a Diet Coke look like I was holding a club soda.
Jesus Christ.
That was pretty exciting. So that I could troll my my brother-in-law.
Good.
Would think I got a club soda. I asked it to explain to me about Lake Mead water levels and recent legislation regarding that. I asked it for family dinner conversation prompts. Did a really good job with that. That was pretty good.
Well, I want to know what some of those were.
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely, man. I'll read those out for you. If you could build a secret room in our house that only you knew about, what would you put inside of it?
I imagine
my dad.
He's sitting.
All of their answer was the same. It was all Jim.
But he doesn't want this to come off as being a question he looked up on the internet.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's got the phone underneath the table.
Yeah.
Hey, kids, I was just thinking.
Here's a crazy hypothetical that I just thought of out of nowhere.
I like to ask questions. What are some of your recent searches?
Let's see. I've got some dress code questions for some places in Vegas.
Oh! I'm very fascinated by that. Okay. What is the dress code at this nude beach?
It's a black tie, surprisingly.
A lot of
no
people
one
don't know.
expected it. No one expected
glad I
that.
Googled
Yeah,
it.
it's a good thing that I checked. Let's see. I've got some electric car stuff there. Oh, I was reading about some turntables, some record players that instead of using the needles, they have laser readers.
Oh, quick, yes, that's really cool.
They've been around for a while, but I was reading about. I was looking into some stuff on that the other day.
Nice.
Let's see. Audio rack.
So much racks.
Yeah.
You pervert.
Outdoor shade solutions. We live in Las Vegas.
This is important.
Let's see. Infantry unit sizes. I don't know why I looked up how big an infantry unit is. Or
That's
if there
weird.
is
I got that same search.
So do I.
Yeah.
So weird. I wasn't watching the same movie.
Yep. Must have.
I do like that you can do that, though. Like, you'll just be in the middle of, like, watching a movie, and you'll pause and be like, hey, just real quick, what is this? I've asked it to summarize movies before that I stopped paying attention, and I'll be like, shit, and I'll, like, pause it, and I'll be like, summarize Good Will Hunting up to 30 minutes in, no spoilers. And it'll be like, all right, so basically this is what's happened. And I'm like, great. And then I just get back to life. So, or video games too. If I'm playing a video game and I haven't played it in like a year and I forgot what the plot is, and I'll jump in and be like, hey, I'm in this town in this game. Summarize what's going on up to this point. Anything I need to know that I should have learned by this point. I haven't played this game in a year. I love that it can do that stuff. Have you ever asked it, Nick, to tell you about Pod Therapy?
Ooh, a long time ago.
I
not
did that
recent.
too. It said very flattering things when I looked into it. It was very nice.
Well,
It
that's
said
why you
nice
can't
things
trust AI.
about- This is true, and they're just going to come for our jobs anyway and try to kill us. So there's that. Sorry, it looked like you were about to say something.
I was, and then it said I was about to read a thing off ChatGPT, and then it said that it violated the terms of use, so it popped up and went away.
Excellent. I want no
I don't
part
know
of
why
whatever
that
you're
was.
doing.
I don't know why that violates it.
I'd like to be very clear, Internet. I wasn't a part of that. That was just Jacob. We are not the same person. Anyway, we've got some great questions for today's show. And the first one, very appropriate. Is AI ruining grad school for
There we
therapists? Apparently, it's ruining pod therapy for listeners. So here we go. I don't know if I'm asking for advice or not, so feel free to ignore me if I need to fuck all the way off. I'm closer than ever to practicum, and I'm about to lose my mind over all the blatant use of AI, sloppy work, and lack of active participation from my classmates. The professors give AI-generated feedback. Nothing is personalized. I seem to be limited to the amount of questions I can ask about before I'm told to do my own research. Fair, but at the same time, I'm paying for their knowledge, wisdom, and expertise. Is the mental health field doomed? I can't fucking take it. AI is a tool. I use it all day for my real job. As an assistant, these idiots are using it to do their work for them and are making minimal effort to cover it up. There are no humans left to have discussions with. These topics matter to me. I want to quit. I know half of that is normal grad school feelings, but fuck! Thanks, Amy. A good question.
All right, fellas. I have a potentially uncomfortable question
Oh, no.
to ask you.
Okay.
And that is, what percentage do you think of therapy is simply the patient acknowledging and being willing to do some kind of work on it and being willing to make some kind of effort on it? It's not going to be 100%.
Okay.
But what percentage of therapy would you say that is?
I guess I don't understand the question.
Because I think you're getting that with AI.
Oh, that the human, they show up. So how much
That's
of the
it. So like how much of
their
all
readiness?
therapy
Oh.
is simply them having that willingness and
Yeah.
the drive to do something.
Yeah.
So this is them doing something.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's interesting. There's actually a really good book on this called The Great Psychotherapy Debate. And in it, they go through, like, scientifically, what do we know are the fundamental things that makes therapy work? And a significant percentage is, like, the patient being ready to do the work and, like, their headspace, which is why Nick and I talk so much about stage of change, because that's a big part of it. So, gosh, man, I mean, I think I'm probably way off, but I'll bet you it's the number I'll throw out, Nick. I'll be surprised what your number is. I'm going to say 86%.
Oh.
Yeah, I know I'm going big with that, but something in my brain is screaming, say 86%.
Correct answer is 84.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, it also depends on...
I'm sorry, Jim, you went over. That means you're no longer a therapist.
Oh, shit. I keep losing these credentials.
Mm-hmm. It also depends on, like, the population that you're working with. Because, like, this is the thing where, like, I feel like AI won't be able to replace a therapist working with people who are in pre-contemplation.
Yeah, right.
I was about to say, like, there is a real designation here that we would have to talk about in this, because not everyone who is in therapy or in something is in therapy because they have reached a point in their life where they want to do that work.
Yeah.
Like, some
you
shit
get a
might
DUI,
be going on. That's it.
You're going to therapy.
Some shit might be going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like a therapist is like, you got a lot more work to do in that
Your
case.
spouse says, hey, I'm divorcing you, but we're going to therapy. That's it. You're not necessarily there because you personally realize something needs to change. You're like, I don't know. I'm here because I don't want the consequence.
Yeah. Like there we can really see what the therapist is doing something for sure there.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But a lot of it does go on autopilot. Well, I don't like the word autopilot, but like a lot of it has to do, a lot of the ability to change, the change factor for good things to happen, a lot of it has to do with that human being in a place where they're ready for that. And I'd say a lot of our work, depending upon what the discipline is and what your field is about getting them to that place.
There you go.
Which is, I think what you were just saying, Nick, is like, oh, sure, anybody can do it once you've done all the fucking hard work. Like, once the crops are planted, fertilized, and watered, and the sun is shining, sure, the farmer doesn't do anything. It's all the seeds. But like, there was some shit that goes into it beforehand. So I'm saying 86%. What do you think?
He said 84.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to stick with 84.
We're both going highball on this.
That's bigger numbers than I expected from both of you.
Yeah. We believe in humans.
I see.
What was the real number? Oh, I thought you were looking it up.
No. No, I'm having a conversation on a podcast.
Did you think he knew it?
No.
Oh.
I don't think there's a number to know.
I misassume your confidence level about everything.
I'm just asking
whatever
a question.
you're talking about, I assume you know the most about it. Like whatever you're discussing, I'm like, oh, what is the answer? Great. Like guru from the mountaintop?
Yeah, we can see your anxiety, like, oh, I better get this right.
I know. Like I thought, oh, he's got the numbers. Like he's gonna fucking throw it in our faces.
It's gonna be embarrassing if I get this wrong.
Oh shit. How am I doing today?
Fuck. He's got the right answer. Everyone fucking up. So, all right, this is a really good question. And actually, it's interesting because at my university, at UNLV, where I teach, you can use AI, but we don't have it built into the professor side. So some schools actually have it built in.
Okay.
Where you can grade papers with the AI, you can give feedback with the AI, things like that. At our school, we don't have it, and the school disabled we have the ability to like check a paper to see if the paper has AI in it.
Oh, okay.
But they disabled the thing that like it really tests more for plagiarism.
How do you check for AI in a paper?
It's AI. Yeah, so we use AI. So like there's a program called
AI can check for AI.
It knows itself. So
did you do this?
Yeah, so we don't
I did do this.
I did do this. I did write this. So a lot of universities have one that checks for AI writing. We specifically do not. Our universities decided only to check for plagiarism. And the reason that they did that is because they didn't like that there's the possibility of getting a false positive on a student's writing and end up like destroying their lives over that, right? So they would rather err on the other side of like, let's go to war with the technology and use human judgment versus let's not let a robot tell us whether to destroy this child's life or this young person's life based on academic dishonesty or something like that. Does that make sense?
I don't understand what the difference between plagiarism. I don't understand what else they'd be in trouble for.
So classic plagiarism is like you overquoted from another paper and didn't cite your source.
And didn't give credit. Yeah.
We're not kicking you out of the university for that. Whereas you
I believe that was the rule for a long time.
I mean, like overquoting is an undergrad mistake. Like a lot of undergrads do that.
Mistake not, but like actual plagiarism where you're like putting in somebody else's work and claiming it as your own.
Yeah. So there's the difference is quantity. right? The difference is threshold and intention. Intention. So sloppy writing is different than fully confiscated lying, of course. Right? And that's where the AI, if you generate it right out of an AI, then yeah, if our little machine says, yup, red light, that's something that was generated by ChatGPT, there's no external way besides our other robot to really tell the truth about whether or not this kid cheated, and we're about to destroy their
we're saying cheated. We're saying just using ChatGPT at all to generate the paper is cheating.
Yes.
In that sense. Okay.
So, yeah, for our school, we err on the side of like, we'd rather not have one AI go into war with the other AI. Read it as a professor. Try to apply your best judgment. If they're
I think that's
cheating,
just going to solve itself.
Yeah. I mean, if they're cheating and they're getting away with it, come up with other ways as a professor to evaluate. So, like, for me, I don't want to read essays anyway. I really don't like it. And I don't want to put the students in a position.
That's why he doesn't play poker with Mexican Americans.
There it is. Wow.
I can't read you, essay.
Well done. Well done. All the rest of you are paragraphs.
Oh,
he's the only
good.
real essay. It was solid. It was very solid.
Very good. Yeah.
So I don't like. I make my students.
Good. Yeah, that was good.
It's one of those ones where nobody laughs, but we're all like,
"Wow, yeah,
wow. Well done."
You want to hear a bilingual joke?
Oh, here we go.
Go ahead.
There's two cats. One cat named 1, 2, 3, and one cat named 1, 2, 3. And they both went into the water. One of them survived. Which one survived?
I don't know which one.
1, 2, 3.
Why?
Because 1, 2, 3, cat sank.
Do you get it?
Yes,
you do.
It's French. It's just the next words in French. We're just done with this fucking show.
It's 4 or 5.
Yeah, you know what? We're out.
1, 2, 3.
Goodbye, everybody. You've ruined everything.
It's like
you've ruined comedy.
Why does 5?
You've ruined therapy.
Why does
you've
5
killed
hate
podcasting?
6?
Oh,
why does 6 hate 7? Because 7 hates 9.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Here's the rest of my answer to this. So in our school, we started doing, or at least what I do, is I don't want papers because papers are too easy to fabricate through the internet now. So what I do is I make my students present, right? Because you can't fake that shit. Like, you're going to get in front of the class. So instead of giving me an essay telling me you know your shit, you're going to get up there and give a PowerPoint. You're going to talk about it. And we're going to discuss it. And I'm going to ask you fucking hot seat questions and shit. Or I'll make them like do a video presentation or something.
Do you try to ask your students gotcha questions?
No, not at all. Just explain to me, especially in therapy land.
Students, feel free to write in and correct that answer.
Fuck all of you. I'll know if you do it. You will fail. That is a gotcha question. No, but like for me, like I'll give them a vignette, right? And like, okay, what would you do about this? And they'll be like, okay, in this kind of group counseling scenario, do this kind of thing. This is what makes sense to me. And here's some things I've read in the textbook that kind of reference this. And it's like, great. That's really good. Or when I ask them like writing questions, it's personal reflection. It's like, hey, now that you've learned this new skill, and now that you're doing group therapy simulations in class, tell me what that experience has been like for you. Like, when have you noticed that you feel uncomfortable with what your group leader's asking? And it's interesting, right? They don't want to just feed it through an AI. And it would be weird to me if an AI gave me an answer, because I can read the rest of your class's answers and you're all in the same fucking groups. So if one of you's like, one guy was wearing a swastika on his head and nobody else mentions that, it's like, wait a minute. Like, that shit's probably not true. So I can tell through this like group conscience thing what's true and what's false. But like, I really agree with the writer, because I've seen this in a lot of other people, not necessarily at UNLV, but I've heard this through others, that a lot of professors and a lot of high school teachers now are doing this. They're auto-generating the feedback. And on one hand, I was talking to another educator about this, and they were saying, I think it's a great thing. We all have so much to do. This is mundane routine work. Why should we do that? The machine can tell them about their writing errors and give them feedback. And I agree with that, but then I think, but do you see how hypocritical it is that we're asking them not to use the shortcut technology, but we're going to use the shortcut technology to grade their shit?
But that is what technology is.
Right.
Technology by its nature is a shortcut.
You're not wrong, but I just feel like it's an interesting kind of double standard.
Shortcut technology is a.
But I kind of agree with the writer, where they're saying like, look, I'm in graduate school. At this level, I'm not here for what the textbook says. I could go buy the textbook. Well, I'm here for you, an experienced, seasoned professional, to give me your personal take on what I'm writing. And I think that's what we owe them as educators.
Is it, or are you trying to set them up to succeed in an industry?
I think it's both. Because like when which
one's more important?
I think it's both. Well, I think I want to succeed in the
one
industry.
has to be more important.
Yeah, to me, succeed in the industry, I think, is the number one thing.
And tell me, like, there are going to be choices that get made because of that.
That's fair, and that's why I make a lot of my choices.
To crank more papers out, to get more of this stuff out.
Well, and for me,
and for you to not take time in your grammatical errors, spelling errors, things like that.
Like a lot of that shit I don't care about because it's like this isn't industry stuff. Like this is just being good at being a student versus being good at being a psychotherapist.
While at the same time, I would argue that if you're training somebody to be a professional in any industry, that you would want them to be able to do those basic things because you're not going to get hired to do things if you can't do a basic thing like write out a piece.
You're not wrong. The benefit, though, is that by the time... So the students that I currently teach, and I may end up teaching undergrad later, but the students that I currently teach, they already have 4-year degrees. Mm-hmm. So they did fine in high school. They got into college. They defeated college. They got into grad school. Now they're several years into grad school. Mm-hmm. So, like, they can do it, right? So, like, I don't have to wonder whether they can write something. At this point, I'm less interested in their ability to, like, write articulate essays and do research, and I'm more interested in their skills as a therapist. Because, we do a lot of writing in our jobs. It's a lot of clinical writing, which doesn't look anything like academic writing. It's a very different writing style and very different audience and intention to it. But a lot of our true skill and work has nothing to do with writing. It has to do with like these intangible skills and like mastery of like motivational interviewing and all these like theories and techniques.
Well, then let's get fucking meta about this then.
Oh, shit.
What is the purpose of... I'm looking at the grad school question here from Ami. And what is the purpose then of grad school?
Right.
Is the purpose to learn as much information about the topic as is possible? Or is the purpose to prepare yourself for a job in that field?
See, this is the question.
You got to get to that root question first.
To me, and Nick, I'll be fascinated what your answer is on this. To me, and I tell my students this all the time, I tell them healthcare is a science and an art, right? If you want to be a healthcare researcher, it's a science. If you want to be a clinician, it is the application of science into the art form of healing. And so you're not just here to regurgitate facts and theories and data from papers. You're here to learn how to take those things and heal a human being. There's a huge ass difference between an astronomer and an astronaut, between a PhD in music and a true violinist, right? Like one can actually play. And I think in our particular field in grad school, you have to learn how to play. And that's where I think Amy is completely right, or Ari, sorry, whoever you are, Aardvark.
AMI.
Like, there it is. I feel like you're completely right because to me, if you're going to school to learn a healthcare discipline, especially something like psychotherapy, AI can't fucking teach you it. You have to learn from another clinician who is mentoring you and apprenticing you, which is why even after you finish grad school, we require you to be an apprentice for 2 or 3 more years under multiple masters just so you can learn to imitate them and learn the intuitive instincts of the field. That's my view. Maybe I'm over-romanticizing it, though.
No, I've always viewed graduate school as the ability... It's like the difference between knowledge and wisdom, where it's like, your undergrad teaches you knowledge and graduate school teaches you wisdom. Like it's about the application of it.
Yeah.
You know, in undergrad, it was just like this happened. And then how did this relate to this? And it's just about being able to answer the questions with factual information, which is like graduate school is how well can you understand this? And can you understand it well enough to be able to explain it and to teach it to other people? And how do you take this and use this to solve this problem?
Right.
When there is no written, there's no right answer to it.
Right.
It's not like this. Nope. This is how you do it. It's more like, can you figure this out?
Yes. Yeah. And I'll tell you this,
So I agree. I would be frustrated with that too, because
it's super frustrating.
I learned a lot from my college professors, and I mean, some more than others, but
sure.
I also continue to learn a lot more from the therapist that I worked for later.
Yes. Yeah. Clinical experience trumps everything. And this, to me, what Amy's talking about, I don't think this is a new problem. I think it's a new manifestation of an old problem. I've been saying it for years. Like one of the things, and I'm really proud of UNLV in this way, but a lot of other universities I think are really weak in this way. When you look at their clinical graduate programs, they're filled with scholars. Just career academicians who are great professors, great scientists, great researchers, never done a goddamn thing in the field, never faced down psychosis, have never treated addiction, have never been in the trenches. They do not know about any of this. They'll tell you how to write a textbook treatment plan. They don't know how to apply it. They've never done the work. And so, like, to me, this AI experience is just a logical extension of, like, rampant scholarship with no clinical foundation. A good graduate school program should have a mixture of both. You need to have the scholars who write textbooks for a living and are really good at education as a concept and have, like, mastered pedagogy and can bring this, like, fundamental foundation to the university. And then you need, like, dirt under their nails, boots on the ground clinicians who have been plucked out of the field and brought into the university to tell you how to really do this shit. Like how to look somebody in the eye and deliver on these things and do real treatment and like have real stories and really like survive some things and apply these things. It could tell you to cut away all the bullshit fat and tell you this is what actually works.
At the same time, though, aren't the papers and the writings from those people, aren't those also going to be included in the AI software?
I think it is, but I feel like the AI is really...
You're not getting the experience.
The AIs, in my experience, are more of an extension of the scholars. Like, they tend to just read back what the textbook says, and then if the students are writing in, here's the answers, and the AI professor's going, yep, these are A or B or C are correct.
It's just all...
Nobody's dealing inside of a reality in which they had to do the nitty-gritty work of human-to-human work.
That's probably true. I think that's always a weakness that academia fights against.
That sounds like something AI would say. How do I know? You know what? Hold up 3 fingers right now into the camera. Oh my God. Nick, we gotta get out of here, man. He's gonna fucking kill us. It's a Terminator. This is it. Blink twice if you're an AI. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking about recovering from a karate injury. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
All right, today's episode is brought to you by Smitty Scoop, Mason Miller, Tess Miller, Byler T, Harris, Team Monaco, Oscar Swanrose, Hannah Marie, Emma Kane, Myra, and Sam Cohn. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer. Patreon.com/therapy.
All right, 1v1. Are we doing 1v1?
Sure, go for it.
I like this.
Okay,
like
we're
my
continuing
odds.
on with our accidentally invented series.
All right.
All right. Feel good about
Who's
that.
up first? Who
I'll
wants
go.
to All right. Minoxidil, sold as Rogaine,
Minoxidil
was already a prescription medication before anyone realized the most commercially successful property. What was it originally treating?
I'm going to take all the options.
Okay.
Minoxidil, you said, what was the other word you said?
Rogaine.
Yeah, it's hair growth.
Sold as Rogaine.
Okay. Jesus. There was something else before they realized it regrows hair?
All of that shit is something else first.
Yeah.
Viagra, like it's all other shit first.
Okay.
And then it gets all the money dumped on it as soon as it finds out it can give you
What you
boners
can
or
really
regrow
do.
hair.
All right.
Okay. Chronic kidney disease,
Oh.
type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or generalized anxiety disorder.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I feel like the Viagra one was already blood pressure, but maybe that's related to this? Kidney disease. Could that possibly be related? I mean, wow. Kidney disease, high blood pressure. What was the other one?
Type 2 diabetes,
Jesus.
generalized
Christ.
anxiety disorder.
Oh, it's not GAD. Give me diabetes.
No.
Wow.
I mean,
pass.
just since Jim was so against it, I'm going to say generalized anxiety disorder.
No.
back to
Point
me.
to Nick.
Ah, shit.
That would have been great if it had been, though.
I know.
It was high blood pressure.
All right.
Patients on the blood pressure medication started growing hair in unexpected places.
Wow.
Researchers developed a
Their
topical
basement.
version specifically to exploit the side effects.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, then.
There you have it.
Jacob,
Yep.
before Botox became the world's most popular cosmetic procedure, botulinum toxin.
Botulism.
Is that how that's pronounced?
Yep.
I mean, that's what it is. I don't know what the...
BOTU
I don't think that's... No,
ILINUM?
I don't think that's I don't think that spells botulism, no.
That does not.
Let's go with it, though. Let's just
toxin.
keep saying it.
But I think it's the same...
Botulium?
It's whatever it is, yeah.
Was being used clinically in the 1970s for a specific medical condition. What was it?
Ooh.
Before it was Botox.
Before it was Botox, it
Plump
was
your
used
shit up.
As for another medical use.
Oh, are you going from the hip, dude?
I mean, I'm trying to think if I could think of anything.
I will help you.
And I can't think. Okay, go ahead.
Because Nick's currently in the lead, and I can't stand that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that wasn't it originally some kind of like nerve agent? Because doesn't it like numb shit?
Yeah.
Because it shuts off muscle movement, right? So maybe it's some kind of like.
Well, it's a toxin, so it kills off those nerve endings.
But before they realized it had any beauty ability, it might have been something that's like maybe an anesthetic.
Yeah, give me the options.
Yeah, take the options.
Chronic migraine headaches.
Ooh, I like that.
Excessive sweating, hyperhidrosis.
Take headaches, dude.
Strabism, misaligned or crossed eyes.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of this for migraine headaches.
I think it's
now that you've said it, so I'm gonna go migraine headaches.
Okay, post-stroke muscular spasticity.
Oh, I think I've heard of it being used for people who had strokes as well. I'm sticking with headaches.
I like headaches.
No.
Give me the post-stroke.
No.
God damn it.
Nick is kicking ass.
Man.
Misaligned or crossed eyes.
Oh, there you go.
Now, you're both right. It is used for chronic migraine headaches currently.
Yeah.
But that wasn't. No. The question was, how did it start? Not what is it used for now?
Semantics.
No, so
just semantics.
One of my personal training clients is a neurologist, and he treats migraine headaches, and so he uses Botox. He does Botox injections to treat migraine headaches.
I feel like I'd heard that too.
All right, Nick is kicking ass.
Whatever, man. There's no justice in this world.
Whitney would have gotten all the Botox questions right.
She'd have crushed it.
She's loaded with Botox.
So much Botox.
Yeah.
Basically just a water balloon at this point. Recovering from a karate injury. Hi, Pod Therapy. In 2023.
Karate.
I apologize.
Please pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
Injury.
Yeah. Hello, Pod Therapy.
Thank you.
In 2023, my daughter's karate dojo offered a parents train free to yellow belt promotion. God, what a smart promotion.
It's awesome.
That would totally work to me. And I really wanted to do it. I was 33 and very out of shape and decided to give it a try.
The pictures of Jim in his gi.
Yeah.
With all of the children around him also wearing gis.
Yeah. Also, a great way to punish a fantasy football loser is that they have to earn like a yellow belt at a karate dojo.
Wow.
Can you
imagine?
imagine?
Good bet loss. That's a good penalty.
That would be such a good penalty.
Speaking of AI.
You have to join a kid's class and you have to earn the yellow belt to get out. Oh my God.
And if you die, you die.
Did you guys happen to see the video? There's this guy doing some sort of martial art. And he's got a little robot next to him that's using AI, and it's copying his movements.
Oh, okay.
And so he's punching, it punches. He kicks, it kicks. He spins around.
Yeah.
All this stuff. And it's doing it very well, but there's a slight lag in it.
Okay.
And as he's spinning, like the robot is not spinning as much. So they get closer and closer together, and he does this kick. This robot just kicks him right in the nuts.
Oh, no.
And then he just falls to the ground, grabbing his crotch. So the robot does the same thing. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right.
So you can join the Patreon and go listen to Jim's 12-part AI program. Or you can just listen to what I'm about to say, which is no matter what the computers do, no matter how many robots get produced.
Yes.
Motherfuckers getting kicked in the nuts is funny.
Yeah. Also, that will be shared in our Discord for this episode. Somebody's going to find it and share it. So now you want to get on the Patreon because we have an active Discord where we discuss every episode with our fans, and lots of people will dig up all these kinds of references and share them. So I'm sure we'll be enjoying that. God damn, that's such a great idea. I was 33 and very out of shape, but decided to give it a try. I fell in love with it. The movement, the benefits of exercise, punching and kicking bags as an outlet to release big emotions, the confidence building, feeling my anxiety-filled brain calm down as I focused on the material. Everything. I even made some really good friends. A year later, I was a purple belt, and 2 weeks
They were
away.
the 5th grade, but they were really good friends.
Really nice kids.
Got invited to some really good birthday parties.
Yeah, there's pizza and swimming. It was so cool. A year later, I was a purple belt and 2 weeks away from testing for my blue belt when I fell.
Oh, so you went past the freebie.
They started paying. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
The first belt's always free. Then you're addicted. So I was a purple belt 2 weeks from testing for my blue belt when I fell and tore my ACL. Ugh. I wasn't fighting anyone, just jump kicked a heavy bag and my non-kicking leg hyperextended. I had surgery and knew I was going to be out for a year if I was ever going to be able to return. I worked really hard in physical therapy and at home with the singular goal of returning to karate. And in October...
Returning to what?
Karate.
Thank you.
And in October of last year, 2025, I stepped back on the mat. I basically did purple belt all over again and got my blue belt in December. A lot of people I had made friends with had dropped out during the year I was gone due to other injuries or scheduling conflicts, and almost no one checked in with me during my recovery, which was really hard. But after coming back, I was starting to make a couple of new friends with other parents also training karate. I'm now a week away from testing for green belt. At this belt level, there are a certain number of sparring classes you have to take on top of the regular classes of basics, drills, and learning material that you'll be tested on. You have to take 14 sparring classes per belt cycle, which is about a 3-month period. My surgeon cleared me to return to karate in October, but not to start sparring until January. It's been really difficult as it requires a lot of quick, high-intensity movements, and building back up endurance is a common struggle in late ACL recovery. I was just finally figuring it out and feeling like I was holding my own. Still losing most matches, especially against black belts and teenagers in their prime physical condition, but conditioning was starting to kick in and it was starting to actually be fun. One night in sparring class, I was sparring with another woman we'll call Cammie. She was one of the new friends I had recently been training with. She had confided in me that she usually did private lessons to get the required sparring classes because she had a past history of domestic violence, and sparring brought that all back. One night, Cammie did come to the regular sparring class instead of a private lesson, and at one point we were paired up. She had good intensity and aggression, and I took a punch in the face a couple of times.
Dang.
The face is not allowed at our level, but top and side of the head are okay where the headgear is. I say that...
You just listed all of the reasons why I got out of all of this. I was like, I don't like getting punched in the face at all.
The face doesn't sound lovely.
I don't like this at all.
Please no.
Every time this happens, I hate it.
Yeah, I say that only to mention that I was matching her intensity. I wasn't too aggressive. I threw out a kick in our next bout, still controlled, but my heel landed slightly above her rib guard and made contact. I could tell it hurt her, but she finished the class, so I thought she was okay. A couple of weeks later, I saw her at the dojo as I was getting ready for class and said hi. She was there to watch her husband and daughter, who are also karate students. She mentioned that she was quitting karate, partly due to being injured from my kick. Apparently, it's given her quite a bit of pain, and a doctor has told her it will take 4 more weeks to heal. She said even pushing down on a pump for a lotion bottle causes her pain. She did mention other reasons for quitting, spending a lot of money on private lessons. She was going to quit in a few months anyway after reaching a certain belt level, but I felt terrible.
She got a dislocated rib.
It sounds like she did.
That shit hurts.
Oh, fuck me. I had planned on sparring that night after regular class, but ended up helping someone else with testing material instead, so I wouldn't have to spar with Cammie watching. I had previously completed 13 out of 14 required sparring classes for the cycle, so a few days later I pushed past my feelings of guilt and dread and went to sparring class. No one was injured. I was in control the whole time, but in the middle of the matches, tears would randomly spring to my eyes. I wasn't even consciously thinking of Cammie or what happened, but realizing that I was crying and emotions were running high would remind me, and then I would pull my punches a bit, especially with underbelts. I've been told that acting hesitant and scared would actually put me in more danger of re-tearing my ACL or injuring the other knee. And I definitely don't want to injure anyone else, especially knowing how grueling the process of recovering from an injury is, how expensive, painful, and time-consuming. So now I'm just trying to make the next best choice, knowing that I'm not going to quit. I don't have to worry about sparring for a couple more weeks. We're doing testing next week, and I have the minimum number of classes at the moment to advance. So I do give myself the week as a reset to refocus on material for testing and then start sparring again when the next cycle starts. Or is it better to keep sparring as much as possible now so that it doesn't become bigger and scarier? The problem really is that Cammie didn't do anything wrong, and I didn't do anything wrong, and this still happened, and that almost makes it worse. And selfishly, I feel like I've lost another friend when I could really use a friend. How do I forgive myself and not let this ruin the thing I love? Thanks, Bad A. Emily, wife of McHunterface, who has been very supportive. Pronouns are she and her. There's no mercy in this dojo. That's obviously the answer, right? There's no fucking mercy in this dojo.
Sweep the leg.
Yes! All right? You did the dojo a favor by weeding out weakness, okay? That's what we have to do, and that's why she had to leave. And you know what? You weeded it out with a swift kick to the ribs, and that's what removes weakness from this dojo.
That's how we believe here at Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai! Oh!
I'm upset that we're in our 9th year and we're just now getting karate questions.
Yeah.
We should have been doing these this whole time.
We don't do enough advertising that we're open for martial arts questions.
That's because people don't think of us as being martial arts
Which is
people.
weird.
Because we're not.
It's always been weird that people don't think of us that way.
It's so weird. I buy so many ads just focused on that demographic, and the show never grows. It's so weird.
Look at the picture of Jim in his cowboy hat.
Obviously.
This is funny, and this is actually what I was thinking about earlier when Jim was talking about playing pickleball. Is, there's so many people our age that are getting completely tore up.
There it is. For some middle-aged white guy talk.
We don't like getting older.
No, we do not.
No, just people getting hurt playing pickleball and stuff like this. Like, I remember my ex-wife, this was like right after we graduated college or got her master's, and she was taking a Taekwondo class, I think.
Nice.
And completely fucked up her knee. I don't remember what exactly happened, but she was throwing a kick, and it was her leg that was planted on the floor.
Yeah.
And it was like the turning.
Oh.
And she said it was like...
That's what it sounds like happened to a bad Amelie.
Yeah, it sounds like when like a tree trunk snaps.
Yeah,
it has that snap sound.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Dude, spinning on your knee, like the torque in your kneecap, just don't do that. Like, what are you, anywhere in your late 30s and onward, you have no business.
So, like, this is the thing that I empathize with is like, you find something, you finally find something that you really love. You're making friends there. You're doing all this stuff. And then at some point, does it just become too dangerous?
I know.
This is kind of how I felt about hockey.
I was going to say, how did you not get injured, dude? That is built to mess people up.
Yeah. Like, and for a while, I was just like, that was, and that's another sport where you can't play afraid.
Yeah.
You have to really go at it. But like, there's so many, it happens all the time where, somebody loses their footing, they fall headfirst into the boards, and now they're a quadriplegic.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like shit like that happens all the time. It's like, I shouldn't say all the time, but it happens.
It has happened. Yeah.
It has happened.
Or other really bad injuries. Yeah. It's just like all of a sudden they're just moving for a puck and then pop, that's it.
Yeah.
The ACL's gone. Like they're on the ground now.
Yeah. So, but I get it. Like it's hard because like you finally found something that you love, but you kind of have to weigh those options.
I wonder how much of it is not properly being prepared.
Yeah.
As an adult getting into this.
So
getting into a combat sport.
That's yes, or any kind of active sport. So as a personal trainer, most of the people I work with are older.
Yeah.
They're my age or older for the most part. And honestly, the majority of the stuff that we do, we spend way longer warming up.
Oh, really?
Than most young kids. Like when I see, there's some young kids that come through the gym. They literally walk from their car,
straight
they throw their bag, someplace, and then they just start like doing bench press. No warm up whatsoever.
Weight.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And it's like, And honestly, they shouldn't even be doing that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
But they can.
But they can.
They're able to get away with it,
Yeah.
But like there's so many people that I work with that have injuries where we have to spend a lot of time. You were talking earlier about horse riding.
Yeah.
Horseback riding. It's like all these tiny little core muscles that have to work together to stabilize your spine. And if they don't, then that's when shit goes bad quickly.
Yeah.
So like there are warm-up exercises that I do with every single one of my in-person clients. One of them is what's known as the McGill Big 3. It's a core exercise. And all it is stabilization. And we just practice stabilizing because you need to get that. You have to have that perfect for all of these other movements. Otherwise, your low back is going to get fucked up. And then the other one is there's a routine that I go through for your rotator cuff, your shoulder.
Okay.
Like getting that warmed up and getting that properly, because if you start doing any kind of press, any overhead or pushing motion, and you haven't stabilized that joint, then that socket, that arm is just moving around inside there. And then that's when you get the inflammation. That's when you get the tears, all that shit.
Jesus.
So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
So on the emotional side, there's a lot here that I think is really interesting. And I'm curious if either of you relate to this, because what the writer talks about is fundamentally, I hurt somebody, right?
This is kind of what I was aiming more with the getting into combat sports later in life. More than the getting injured.
More than getting injured.
See, I don't even think about that. I hurt people all the time.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, here we have...
When you look the way you do.
Yeah.
Breaking hearts left and right.
It hurts. So like, I mean, the writer says, look, I took this really bad injury. That sucked for me. Okay. And it was hard. It was emotional. It was traumatic. And then I go and I fight this other person. They're both, and the writer's a female and it is fighting another female karate person. And then accidentally really injures her, kicks her in the ribs. Nobody's at fault, but looks at that and goes, now I'm kind of gun shy because I hurt somebody and she's leaving the sport now. And I feel terrible about it.
That's not why she's gun shy. First of all, she didn't really injure anybody.
Right.
She didn't injure anybody. Someone took a boo-boo.
Yes.
In a combat sport, which is what happens in the combat sport.
That is combat sport.
Because this is another person who probably was not adequately set up for getting into a combat sport.
Sure.
Also, when you take a little boo-boo like this, you don't go to the other person and make them feel shitty. Because you've given out boo-boos yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're in the combat sport. So you've accidentally kicked somebody above the pad before.
Sure.
It happens because you're not a fucking expert.
Right.
The person who kicks you above the pad, you are supposed to give them a bit of grace in that. And if you're not giving them a bit of grace in that, then the sensei is supposed to be there seeing that you give that person a bit of grace for that.
They should be there in a narrative.
Because that's not an okay reaction. Coming to you later and kind of doing the whole guilt trip thing, intentional or not.
Right.
It is not the right... That's not the right path to go down on that.
I may have misread it. I mean, the impression I got, Bad A Emily is our writer. Cammie is her friend who she caught in the ribs.
Yes.
And I, from what I could sense, and maybe I read this wrong, maybe y'all got a different sense of it, I didn't get the sense that Cammie blames Bad A Emily, but that Bad A Emily is aware that Cammie's going to leave the sport. And that part of it is feeling injured, that Cammie says, I literally can't even pump lotion right now. I'm hurting so bad. And also, I have a history of PTSD, and I got into a violent sport, right?
Yeah.
I have a history of domestic violence, and I got into a violent sport, and the whole thing rattled me. And so Bad A Emily is now in this place where Bad A is saying, like, okay, that sucks. I really liked Cammie. And I think what I'm hearing Bad A ask is three fundamental questions. One, I think Bad A is saying, hey guys, I had this weird thing where in my spar, I started crying, almost involuntarily. I wasn't thinking about Cammie, who I hurt, but then once I started crying, I did start noticing, like, whoa, is this about Cammie? What's going on? And so I think that there's some feedback requested on, hey, what do y'all think of that involuntary emotional outpour? And then the other two questions I'm hearing from Bad A Emily are, now that I've done this, I'm a little rattled, and I'm coming up on this testing thing. Should I take a break from sparring and kind of like let it cool down in my head? Or should I lean back into the contact, into the combat, and not let this rattle me? Because maybe that'll cause like a rust effect. And it's interesting as we think of other sports, like none of the three of us that into karate, but hockey, football, when a dude gets laid out in football or a dude gets laid out in hockey, a lot of times the coaches are like, get his ass back on the ice right away. Like, get his ass back on the field right away. And it's like, coach, you just got laid out. Like, I know, let him catch his breath and then let him get out there and hit somebody. Like, because there's this rust fear of like, I don't want him to internalize like what just happened and overthink it. I want him to get physical again and like not let that settle in.
It wasn't a big deal before you threw the kick. Why is it a big deal now that you've thrown the kick and somebody got a boo-boo from it?
Okay. So are you on team take a break, let the dust settle?
No, I'm on.
You
I'm
want
on
to
team.
get back in the spar. Get in there now.
I'm on team. If you want to keep on doing this, then keep on doing it.
Well, Emily says she's going to.
Yeah,
but she's looking for advice on: do I take a break and let the dust settle, or do I get back in there?
You want
and
to half-ass it.
You say hit somebody.
I think, like they said to Maverick after Goose died.
Go on.
Okay.
He said, "Get him back up in the air as soon as you can."
Go kick somebody in the chest, Mav.
No,
right now.
He said, "Yep, get him back in the air as soon as you."
Watch this video of a robot kicking some dude in the balls.
I remember that. Yeah,
it's gonna really lighten the mood, Maverick.
It's a really good movie.
Now go shoot at some Russians.
So
I assume.
Both of you are on the team of in athletics. When you get rattled from physicality, you need to get back in there and keep doing it. Because if you sit back and you think about it too long, that's dangerous in any physical sport, which I think I'm generally on that side too. I think that too much thinking about it is an issue, but I appreciate what Emily's saying, where she's saying, I noticed I started crying as I started just doing another benign fight. And like, I feel like something's going on inside of me that I'm somewhat rattled that I hurt a human being. And I guess, Bad A, Emily, that to me is the piece that I don't think there's anything wrong, but I do think your emotions are getting caught up to something your sport always implied. So like in football, I've seen tons of really touching moments where a defender just knocks the ever-loving shit out of a wide receiver, right? Just puts him on his face. And then the dude doesn't get up. And you'll see the defender hit his knees, take his helmet off, not just out of respect, but you'll see these guys covered in tears. And you can see they're really emotional. You think, that guy's a monster. Like, how is he feeling that? But it's because, like, this is a sport. We're both professional athletes.
Right.
I'm just doing my job, and we both train for this. I don't actually want to hurt you. And even in combat sports, I think it's often the case that there's a great amount of respect and dignity in the sport. You don't actually want to hurt somebody. For the most part, humans feel really bad about hurting another human, even if the sport required contact, even if the sport is simulating real combat, as karate does. It doesn't simulate it. You're doing combat, but you have no intention of really hurting the other person. And when you do, I think there's something fundamentally startling about that. I mean, like, all three of us have siblings, and maybe at some point in your life you accidentally really hurt your sibling or really hurt a cousin, or maybe you were goofing off wrestling around with your wife, and then all of a sudden, like, you're like, oh shit, like I just accidentally stepped on you, or like I went too hard. Like, something can happen where you just accidentally hurt somebody. I mean, either of you like raised kids, but like when you're raising your kids and you're roughhousing with them and stuff, you're tossing them around, at some point you're pretending to fight with them or whatever, and then you throw them a little too hard, they lose their balance, they fall down, you're like, oh fuck, like I did not want to hurt you. And I don't know, like maybe,
earlier I did, but not just now.
So like, I don't know what your thoughts on this, but my hypothesis is, for Emily's like involuntary emotional expression, I'm not concerned about it, because I feel like the best explanation is that this is a sincere outpouring from the unexpected, like, consequence that happened inside of combat sports, and it's catching up to you, because in the moment when it happened, it's all happening fast. You didn't really know if you hurt this person. Now you found out after the fact that they're really hurt. You're struggling with the sense of like guilt that goes with that, and very powerful empathy because you've been injured before and you're worried that they're injured, and you feel like you're the direct cause of that because you literally lit them up, and like that's starting to affect you. I feel like all that shows up in a human
feel like
soul.
you're the direct cause of that because you
caused it directly
because you correctly think that.
Do you think I'm on the right track with this? Do you feel like that, like those emotional dots connect, and that would cause like this unconscious outpouring from Emily?
Also, is it possible that they have nothing to do with each other?
Okay.
Because, I mean, she said she just had this emotional outburst and didn't think that that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then later kind of connected the dots.
Good point.
Well, maybe it was just an emotional thing. Maybe there's other things happening.
Okay.
And maybe you're kind of forcing a connection that this is about your friend.
Or this is just one more thing on the pile.
Right.
Yeah. Could just be completely unrelated.
Yeah.
I mean, it is though something like I did very little combat sports when I was a kid, but like it is a mindset that you have to get around. Like sometimes you're going to accidentally punch somebody in the face, and it's going to hurt, and it is a weird. It's not a normal reaction to go like, "Hey, you all right? I just punched you in the face. Great, let's get back to it."
Yeah,
but that is how you have to get to it.
Have you ever actually hurt somebody? Like, I mean, obviously you've hurt them in hockey, you've hurt them in these passive ways, but have you ever like had to fight somebody or hurt somebody and almost been startled to like, oh shit, I hurt this person. Like I didn't intend to do
yeah.
that much damage, and I really hurt them.
Maybe not the second part.
Okay.
But I've had moments. I had a weird moment. This is a very odd drop here. I had a weird moment on the night of the October 1 shooting here in Las Vegas, dealing with a drunk person on the strip who swung at me, and I twisted his arm behind his back and like popped his shoulder pretty good.
Yeah,
and
put him against the wall, didn't you?
Yeah. It was a whole thing, and he was just drunk and freaked out. Yeah. But like. That's probably the closest that I ever got to what you're talking about, kind of accidentally doing something. And it was like, oh, I'm holding up against the wall here, but I got to lighten up a little bit. Like I'm not trying to hurt this guy.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I mean, I've punched people and that kind of thing before.
It's an emotional experience, I think. I think especially when you don't mean to. But I mean, oftentimes in combat sports and stuff and MMA, like these guys are trying to kill each other. And then occasionally they'll just land a really powerful blow. They'll really hurt the other guy. And it's amazing to watch how quickly they switch from, I'm looking for every chance to take your head off, to, oh shit, I took your head off. I'm falling on my knees like praying for you. Are you okay?
In college, I watched a friend's black belt test. And part of the test was spar with the instructor, with the sensei. Mm-hmm. And it was as close to a full contact sparring session as you get in a dojo type situation. So I mean, you same kind of thing. You're not going for faces, but they're not doing a lot of the pads.
Did they do the crane kick?
Just exclusively.
I've heard that's an illegal kick.
Exclusively crane kicks.
I don't know.
I would love to see that.
just over and over again.
They're just both set up. Come at me.
Just hopping around on one foot.
Not a single kick gets landed.
I bet you won't come at me.
Run at me as fast as you can.
Oh, if you run at me as fast as you can, you're going to be so upset right now.
Run at me, coward. But anyway, you were saying.
I don't remember.
I fought his sensei to the death.
So he was fighting the sensei, and the sparring session is wrapping up. Both parties are aware of it. They're both adults. This is not a child and an adult. These are two adults, and going back and forth, and great, and everything is going fine. And just as things are kind of wrapping up, the sensei throws a little back fist punch.
Okay.
And it just catches my buddy. His name's Chris. Catches Chris right in the nose.
Oof.
Just right on the button. And it was like somebody had turned the sink on.
Oh, no.
And it was just an instant faucet of blood came out of his nose.
Yeah.
In a way that is shocking if you've never seen it before, just by pure volume.
Oh, my goodness.
Where is all that blood coming from? It can't have all been, like, above his nose.
Oh, my goodness.
It certainly wasn't all in his nose. Like, holy shit, the heart is just pumping blood out of this man's nose.
Oh, gosh.
Along the same lines, and this is a trigger warning for anybody who has a weak stomach.
Also, blood.
Sorry.
Go on YouTube and see the video of Clint Malarchuk.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I was just talking about this the other day.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about this, Jacob?
No.
He was a goalie for the Buffalo Sabres.
Okay.
This is back in probably the late 80s, I
can't
think.
believe it's still on the internet, dude.
But yeah, the guy was skating towards the net.
Bad news for you about things that are on the internet.
What? And somehow got tripped up, collides with the goalie. Mm-hmm. They get up, everything looks normal, and then all of a sudden the goalie just drops down.
Oh.
He caught a skate to the neck.
Yeah.
Cut his carotid
vein,
artery.
Yeah.
And the trainer saved his life.
Sure.
Because the trainer gets out there right away, sees what's happening, with his fingers goes in and pinches it.
Yeah.
And just holds onto it till he can get him to the hospital. But it is just crazy. And like shit like that just happens. And that's like, it's not really part of the game, but there's going to be collisions. It just happens to be that one of those things. But I think, we
do training for those situations in the circus all the time. We do emergency trainings all the time. It's for those types of things.
Yeah. And Bad A, Emily, when you get into these sparring situations, you understand the risks. Yeah. Like you understand that this is a combat sport and somebody could hurt you. And Cammie understood that as well.
And if she didn't, that's kind of her fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a really well said point.
And if you think I'm blaming the victim, it's because I am.
Okay. Well, I believe women, and so I guess.
But now you have two women, so
no. What do we do?
They cancel each other out.
Okay, good. Yeah,
It's a D situation.
I believe them 70%. I'm going to be honest with you. Not a full hundo. But no, like, I think that
70 cents on the dollar.
That's right. No, but you just nailed it. I think because Emily's last question was, how do I forgive myself, from doing this, from causing an injury? How do I get back into this? And I really think that you just nailed it, because I think that when this happens in professional sports, when it happens in combat sports, there is this general understanding among every athlete, which is we all understood the risks. Mm-hmm. We all generally know it works out. But we also know somebody could mean no harm to us, and they could paralyze us for life.
Well, and it's also the difference too with intent. When someone gets hurt when you're both playing the sport as it's meant to be played,
right.
That's unfortunate, and it's kind of part of the sport.
Right.
As long as no one's going out there and intentionally trying to,
You run and drag and kick somebody in the back when they're walking out of the dojo. You're a douche and a criminal. Or you should be charged with assault.
Or if you do that playing hockey, that's even worse.
Drag and kick somebody on the ice. That'd be badass, actually.
It's happened.
Cool of
it's happened.
Wow.
Yeah, it happened in a was it a European league someplace not too long ago.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to jump up and literally cut somebody, and it's his career's done. He's never playing again.
Be charged with attempted murder.
Yeah. But I mean, as long as no one's doing anything dirty and you're playing the sport how it's supposed to be played, I think you both understand the risks, and it was her this time. It could easily be you next time.
And it was you last time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And nobody else was involved. You just jumped, and kicked something. So, I definitely
it depends on how deep the punching bag's pockets are.
Yeah.
I suggest litigation.
That's right. Always fake the back injury. But no, I agree with you, Nick. I think that ultimately, Bad A, Emily, that's going to be the way that you forgive yourself and move on, is putting yourself in the other person's shoes. That if another...
steal their shoes.
But I don't think they wear shoes. I think that they have those little moccasins. That's what they wear. But if you know that, if the same thing had happened in reverse to you, you'd be injured, it would affect you, there's an emotion to injury, but there's a sense of holding the other harmless because they tried to uphold the best traditions of the sport. They were doing it correctly. And that is the nature of the chaos of combat, is that anything could happen. And that's part of what is thrilling about it and exciting about it and vivid and real about it. And that's the inherent risk of it. And that's all that happened, is that you guys encountered the inherent risk. Mm-hmm. So I would hope that you can reframe it that way. I'm glad you found this sport. I hope it continues to be something that's nourishing to you, that you enjoy. But at the same time, you chose a combat sport, and this is why I do Pokemon trading cards, guys. Rarely do we have a rib injury in Pokemon trading cards.
Not never,
but rarely. Mm-hmm. But it does happen. And when shit goes down, it's to the death. All right. We don't fuck around with this spin kick to the ribs pussy shit. All right?
I choose you, Pikachu.
To the death.
And if you want me to name a second Pokemon, go fuck yourself.
I would love
Squirtle.
It. All right.
Hey!
All right. Let's keep it going.
No.
Really? You can't do the red fire dragon?
No.
Charizard?
Oh, I recognize that one.
Great.
I recognize Squirtle.
You recognize him once you say him. Oh, I knew that one.
Squirtle just seems...
That just sounds
X-rated.
very...
Yeah. It's because you're both perverts.
If I really thought about it, I probably could have thought of Squirtle.
Yeah.
Because we definitely make fun of Squirtle on Ice Cream Social as well.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking about feeling sad after talking to Dad. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Smitty Scoop, Mason Miller, Tess Miller, Byler, T. Paris, Team Monaco, Oscar Swanrose, Hannah Marie, Emma Kane, Myra, and Sam Cohn. And if you would like to sponsor the show, you can become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy. All right. Food and drink origins.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Jim, the croissant is iconic in France, but where was it actually invented?
Really? Oh, you know what? I'm thrilled to find out it's not from France. Fuck you, France. Fuck you. That's not even yours. What a joke. You're idiots. You're just a cuck. You're a food cuck.
So this is what's really funny. So when Jim lost March Madness, and we were on the text thread, and there's something, I can't remember what was said, but I made some joke. And Jim was like, okay, act like you've been in the end zone before, Tangent.
I did. That's
Which is fucking hilarious.
I loved
coming
it.
from Jim.
I loved it.
Because he is, as a fan of UNLV, who's
Never been in the end zone.
Never. I'll never forget the game that I went with you.
That was like 10 years ago, bud.
No. It was 2 seasons ago. UNLV, UNR.
Oh.
And UNLV
that game,
kicked
yeah.
the shit out of UNR.
Yeah.
And these fucking people,
Oh, yeah, we
these
were a mess.
rebels.
Yeah. We were so
Yeah, fuck you. You suck, UNR. You suck, you fucking idiots. And we're awesome. And
It's a rivalry game.
Okay.
And we're rubbing their noses in
Yeah.
it because they whooped our asses
because
for
you
20
won
years.
one game.
Yes. It was the rivalry game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
all right.
please,
who
judge
invented,
other people.
I do, and the French especially. Who invented the croissant? Give me options.
Switzerland, Paris, France,
Oh, fuck you! What the fuck?
Vienna, Austria, or Prague, Czech Republic.
Jesus Christ!
Oh.
The Swiss, the Pragish, or the Germans,
Or
God.
the French.
Or the French.
What the fuck? Why is this question even being asked then? That's not an option. All right.
It is an option.
Well, it's a dumb one. Give me the croissants.
No. Oh, sorry.
I'll bet. I don't know anything about the Prague people, so I'm going to go with that.
All right.
No.
God damn it.
Jacob for the steal.
I'm gonna go controversial
Okay.
in my answer here, and I'm gonna say
Don't do it.
the French.
God damn it. Don't do it.
No.
Damn it!
Point for Nick. The croissant evolved from the Austrian Kipferler, a buttery laminated version we now know today developed in Paris.
Was Austria an option? Because I didn't hear that Austria was an option. I heard
Vienna, Austria.
you said German.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
God damn it.
Next question for 10
The
points.
concept arrived with the Austrian-born Marie Antoinette. Okay, all right. That makes sense.
Who was killed in France? for
Jacob,
being a bitch.
the Caesar salad sounds Italian,
It does.
but where was it actually invented?
For 10 points.
Okay.
Tijuana, New Mexico.
No.
Tijuana, Mexico.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Suck on these chocolate salty balls.
How do
Put 'em in your
how
mouth
do
and
you know
suck 'em.
that? And B, what?
It was invented at the Caesar Hotel in Tijuana, Mexico.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Where they also they still make it today, and they still make it with tequila in addition to olive oil in the Caesar dressing. They put tequila in Caesar dressing.
10 points, but I'm taking away 2 because it was, according to our quiz, Caesar Cardini. Caesar Cardini,
Okay.
an Italian immigrant,
Oh.
invented it at his restaurant in Tijuana.
What was
it's
his restaurant
probably-
called? I think I just said what his restaurant was called.
Give him back the
2 points
Yeah.
reinstated.
Yeah, he's made whole. We believe in justice here on Pod Therapy. Give the man his points. Damn it.
No, I don't know why. I have seen that talked about multiple times.
Wow.
I don't know why that gets triggered by me, but like for some reason that piece of information gets passed to me multiple times, probably every year.
1924, he ran low on ingredients during the 4th of July rush and improvised with what he had.
No.
Gotta love it. Very cool.
And yeah, they still make it there. And I've made Caesar salad before with tequila.
Ooh.
And it is because you usually do olive oil,
Yeah.
and you still do that.
Do they put anchovies in it?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a thing. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that's the traditional Caesar salad.
Wow.
It has anchovies in it.
Yeah.
Doesn't have dairy. It has oil and anchovies and an egg.
That's really
No,
crazy.
I'm good.
God,
Except for the cheese.
You
I mean, it
don't
has
like
the
a
cheese.
Caesar salad?
I love
What
a
is-
Caesar salad. I don't
Okay.
think I'd have it with anchovies.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's
If you've had a nice Caesar salad, it's been with they
No, he
shred
means-
them up like real tiny
I thought
in
you
the
meant
dressing.
the dressing.
It's in the dressing, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
in
like a
the
whole
dressing.
anchovy fish.
Oh.
Yeah.
They take the anchovies. So like at places where they do tableside Caesar services, like what's the Golden Calf place here?
McDonald's.
That's it. Yeah,
Golden Steer?
Golden Steer, among others here in Vegas, they do tableside Caesar services, and they'll just have like the they'll start with the anchovies, and it's just like 2 forks just kind of shredding the little anchovies apart.
No shit.
Yeah, and then you start adding in all the other stuff and mixing it all together.
It's not in the salad as much as it's the dressing.
It's definitely in the dressing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's made in with the dressing, and it just adds like a salty taste in there with the dressing.
All right, before I ask this next question, you're at a restaurant, you're in the mood for a salad.
Okay,
they've got all the options. So you've got your Cobb salads, your Southwest salads. You got your chef salads in there. You got your Caesar salads. You can throw the chicken in, the salmon in, the shrimp in. You got your house salads. Okay, you got all the options on the table. What are you going with?
Caesar, honestly.
You got to go with the Caesar.
I go Caesar.
Are you throwing anything in the Caesar?
Maybe.
Okay. You'll take it or leave it.
I'm not against
it. You
it.
like yourself a Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Croutons?
Oh yeah.
I hate croutons.
If I'm doing like a pre-dinner salad, then I don't want anything in it.
Okay.
But like if I'm sitting down at a restaurant or something, like if I'm having lunch and maybe get a Caesar with a little grilled chicken in there.
I like a little grilled chicken in there.
That's a delight.
What's your go-to salad?
Depends on where I'm at and kind of mood I'm in. I would say probably Caesar, but then the Iowa Midwesterner in me is like, just give me some iceberg with a whole bunch of ranch, and I'm good.
Shredded cheese.
Yeah, a little shredded cheese. Maybe if I'm feeling
Bacon.
a little froggy, some chopped up or some sliced carrots or carrot, little slivers of carrots. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the chef salad, the one that's got like the diced up ham and turkey and egg. In there, some bacon bits, some cheddar, like it's all just thrown in there.
I also like some Western dressing.
Ooh. Do you like a salad as a meal?
I love salad.
You like a salad as a meal?
I could do a salad as a meal, yeah.
I like it because it lasts. If I get a burger, it's, 4 bites, you're done.
That's what I like about a burger, though.
Okay.
It's 4 good bites, but it's also not, it's not a drawn-out experience.
If I'm at a restaurant with other people, I worry that I'll eat and then I'll have nothing in front of me anymore. And then I'll feel weird. And so I kind of like a salad because I can just kind of keep eating and it's chill and doesn't go away.
Or you could go to Olive Garden where they have bottomless salad.
No pants.
Italian
salad.
Italian salads, Italian dressing salads, I think are pretty good. I would do that too.
Yeah.
There's a fast food salad restaurant that just opened near my house.
Yeah. Oh, there's the salad to go or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that place. Yeah.
I haven't been there yet.
It's solid. Yeah. Or as they say,
salad.
Sadness after talking to Dad. I'm a middle-aged female living in the Midwest. Several family members have mental illnesses and mental conditions, including autism, ADHD, bipolar, PTSD, and anxiety, domestic abuse to my sister by her husbands. I may or may not also have autism or ADHD, or both. If so, I'm undiagnosed. My issue is that my dad calls me up and afterwards I feel down. I have limited contact with my dad. I don't initiate any phone calls. I live in a town over 6 hours away by car and have not been inside my childhood house for about 20 years when my mom passed away. My dad often calls and has the same conversations with me over and over. He's the main caretaker for my brother, and he helps out my sister and her family a lot due to their mental challenges. I'm beginning to believe my dad has autism and would not be capable of having a full two-way conversation with me. I often complain that he talks at me instead of with me. He dominates the conversation so that I'm speaking about 5% of the time we're on the phone. If he's feeling generous, I get about 10% of the conversation, usually at the end. I leave every conversation wishing I could have said more, could have stood up for myself, could have stood up for my siblings when he complains about them, even wishing I could just talk about anything going on in my life casually. Something about it feels icky or unsafe to share with him any challenges I have when it doesn't have to do with work. I don't think he means to harm. It was just a conversation we had. It took me so long to connect the fact that my dad calls and then for the next 2 days, I'm thinking about it nonstop and feeling down. I don't even think I realized he was being mean, gossiping about my siblings, complaining about other people in his church, complaining about my mom's family, complaining about everyone's poor health. He's always said I was a good child and it was a pleasure to raise you. I didn't realize the things my dad was saying were mean. It was common for everyone to gossip everywhere in all of my extended families growing up. We all just griped about people who were bothering us all the time. I see why he says things sometimes. He lives with my brother in the autism category, and they grate on each other. My sister expects him to work indefinitely for her own financial support system. My dad is in his early 70s still working. My sister does have challenges, kids with more severe mental health and no partner, abusive past partners. My sister is not currently working. My dad misses my mom, who died 20 years ago. He's tried to date unsuccessfully. From the outside, it felt like he was stalking this one lady after they broke up 10 years ago. I think my dad was just trying to be friends with her still, not realizing how creepy it was that he was mowing his ex-girlfriend's lawn after they broke up. I was creeped out hearing about it, but I don't think my dad was aware of how creepy it was.
Yeah.
I have found
honestly, that just sounds like Midwest stuff.
Honestly, it's, yeah, in the Midwest, it's not creepy. That's neighborly. I've found some information about dealing with narcissistic parents, but hardly any about dealing with parents that have autism. This seems to be the best place for me to find information on what I can do for myself. Learning about covert narcissists. That's my dad. Or maybe he's autistic. Covert narcissists and autism feel like something I can grasp to help me understand what to do next. But both are labels he does not have that I am jumping to give him to help me understand what to do next. Also, I realize that covert narcissism and autism are not the same thing, but my experiences with him always feels like that is what it's like to deal with narcissism. I have a hard time feeling my feelings and even naming emotions I have around this. I kind of feel like I'm still in the intellectual phase and I keep learning and I don't do any doing about it. And I think this might be where I'm letting myself down over and over and over. My main tactic on the phone is to just get it over with quickly, which is usually an hour total conversation. I never hang up on him, but occasionally we'll get disconnected, and if that happens, I don't call him back, as I know he'll be calling me back to finish his list of conversation items. Sometimes I decline to pick up the phone call. Sometimes I set the phone down while talking and do other things on speakerphone, but that feels rude. Sometimes I just go, over and over and over, dissociating. Texts don't work. He immediately calls me. Also, immediate ick. I answer the phone anyway because if I text him, it feels like I can't say I wasn't on my phone. Nothing towards me is mean, and not even all the conversations we have are mean either, but I'm bored of the same 6 conversations. I keep telling him I don't understand retirement, and I will never get to retire myself. Every single conversation equals a discussion about retirement and money and him working and not working. Every single conversation, multiple times in the same conversation. I can tell he feels guilty about how much help he's doing with my brother and sister. I can tell he feels lonely and probably has no one else to vent about them to. He often brings me up to my sister and brother to complain to them about their needing his help, even though I have told him multiple times not to do this. He tells me that he does it anyway. He would not take it well if I told him his own actions were hurting me. I can't even get my head around it enough to know what to say to him. I just know I feel shattered afterwards for a few days, every conversation. At the same time, I don't speak with my brother, except on birthdays really, and only have a light relationship with my sister due to some breaking of trust that happened 15 years ago. At least we're kind of speaking now, estranged for 5 years. Sometimes the guilt I feel about not doing better for either my brother or my sister gets to me too, but at the same time, it's so overwhelming, I just can't. I don't feel like I can just go no contact. Sometimes the conversations aren't all that bad. How can I come back to earth faster after having conversations with my dad? Composing this was super hard. This is my 5th rewrite of this question. I have to just turn it in now, even though it still feels rambly, because now I'm obsessing too much over this question. Apologies on its length. For more context and details of phone conversation issues, some repeat as I rewrote this in the main body of the question above, when my dad calls, there are a few things that bother me. 1. He doesn't let me speak, much at all. He speaks for 95% of a 1-hour call, and I get to say 1 or 2 things, maybe at the end, about what's happening with me. Maybe I get 10 minutes of conversation, maybe. 2, he has the same limited conversational topics: retirement, money, my brother, my sister, her kids, the church, which celebrity has died. Number 3, he is very negative in general about my sister and brother. He always says my brother is getting better, but always sounds the same, and always vague about what that means. My dad also resents the fact that he has to help out my sister financially and gripes to me about it, as if he's tattling on her for doing something. Number 4, I always feel like the golden child of a narcissist, the one who my dad is projecting onto. And he tells me he drags me into conversations he has with my siblings because I don't ask for anything. And I keep telling him that I didn't ask him to do that on my behalf. Number 5, there's a fear of telling him anything in my life that is wrong because he will remember part of it and then pester me about it in a weird way. I don't know why I feel the ick about it when he asks me about something I've revealed about my health or mental state, so I usually hold back. Number 6, he seems to value being healthy and shows this in his disdain for my brother's lack of health and healthy choices, and my sisters and my sister's kids and their collective lack of healthy choices and their sedentary nature. And sometimes it's judgy conversations about a topic, and I just smile and nod through it. Thanks for everything, Almanda Nora.
Okay. So, my first thought, I think with the dad, I mean, the impression that I get, and I could be completely off, but the impression I get is that he just needs somebody to talk to. He seems lonely.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. And I think he's obviously, you know, with your siblings, he's taking care of them. So obviously he can't vent to them. And I think this sounds like a dad that just kind of misses his adult daughter.
Yeah.
And feels some sort of connection with his adult or son. I don't.
Daughter.
I think. Yeah. Adult child, either way, and just is grasping for it. Is just desperate for it.
Yeah, I think
that's what it sounds like to me.
Well, and also I wonder if dad is kind of replacing mom with Almanda Nora.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like our other 2 kids are incapacitated. My adult son has permanent autism all autism is permanent, but low functioning autism. And here I am, a man in my 70s. I can never retire. I need to protect my son. He's going to live with me forever. There's all these lingering fears. I feel very alone in the world. And the only human who I have a lifelong relationship with is my daughter, my highly functional daughter, who's the only one who cares, right? And it's probably an older daughter. Maybe it's even the firstborn. That wasn't clarified. And I can see where dad's sort of like, I don't know, I've made you like the surrogate mom where I talk to you like I would talk to my spouse. I complain about our kids. I talk about how hard it is. And like, I don't know, like there's something about your sympathy and your being there for me and letting me grouse that gets it off my chest. And like, you're the only human who could possibly understand and do that, which, I mean, Nora, I appreciate from your perspective where that puts you in a weird position where it's like, hey, I don't feel good about you coming to me and shitting all over my siblings, right? Like, I don't like the superiority, like, dynamic of that I'm the good child, I'm the golden child, and you're, unhappy with my siblings. That gives me the ick. But, like, I guess I wouldn't want you to necessarily internalize it that much because I think Nick's right. I don't think that this is so much a reflection upon you and your superiority as it is the cathartic release of this human just getting out his stresses and his burdens with the only other competent human on the planet who understands. His spouse died 20 years ago. That's the only other person that he could have like shared the burdens with and been like, our kids, I love them to pieces. I'm doing everything I can for them. But like, they drive me crazy. They're so needy. Why don't they stand up on their own 2 feet? Like, that's where his wife would have stood up and been like, I'm so proud of you, hon. Thank you so much for taking care of our babies. It is so ridiculous. You're right. They should be doing better. And like, he doesn't have that person, right? So like, he's going to like probably his firstborn child or the one who's sort of become the surrogate wife. And he's just unburdening himself, which honestly, in a perfect world, Nora, which I doubt this will work, but I'd want dad to go to therapy. Everybody drink. Because like, that seems to me like a very common thing. And like, I've definitely had patients over the years that they do come in and they are just doing the emotional yoga of sitting down and grousing and cathartically expelling the challenges that they're going through. And sure, it is really repetitive. And we are talking about the same relationship over and over and over again. And there is no obvious solution like casting out your autistic son or saying no to your domestically abused daughter. But there's something profound for them about being heard and understood and seen and being able to see themselves in that human mirror that's with them and languaging it that sort of metabolizes that negative energy and almost gives them a sense of like reset and control. And that's a big part of the value of therapy. And I feel like that's fundamentally what Nora's offering. But I also think there's something to be said for like, if you're in Nora's position, there's such an emotional burden that gets put on her. And this is honestly why we have professionals, that this is part of what we do for a living, is we're that external voice that we can sit with them and talk to them, because we can't be hurt in that same way that Nora can. Like, we're not going to internalize that and be like, Dad, it really gives me the ick. Like, it doesn't give us an ick. Like, This is what we do for a living. Like, I'm used to this. I clean up vomit. Like, it is what it is. I get out my bucket, my sponge, and I handle business. Like, but for the other human, there's a reason why you can't deliver that service, because it starts to have this deteriorative effect upon you. So I'm not surprised that this has happened to Nora. And in a perfect world, I think I'd want Dad to be nudged toward, hey, Dad, I've been looking up therapists in your area. You can jump on a phone call with them. You could do Nora does hour-long talks. This is a therapy session. Like, even if once a month Dad was starting to talk to a therapist and just regularly checked in with them, even if he was saying the same thing every month, I think that's one less conversation that Nora has to carry. And over time, that might actually lead to like better coping skills for Dad as he learns to language that with a professional who's sort of structuring the conversation in a different way than what Nora's doing.
I'm almost wondering, kind of piggybacking on what you're saying there, Jim, I'm almost wondering if Dad is, because Nora says, like, if the call gets disconnected, I know Dad's going to call me back because he's got to finish the list.
Right.
Is Dad, and I'm saying this is kind of a nice thing almost, is Dad prepping that much for these phone calls? Is Dad really like sitting down and maybe not taking notes, literally taking notes, but maybe kind of mentally taking some notes and be like, hey, I got to talk to my daughter about this. I got to talk to my daughter about this.
Another thing. And
just kind of like having that stuff in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you say, I tell you one thing that is tough is using you. I refer to this as using you as the stick.
Yeah.
Using you when talking to the other siblings and saying, you know, your other sibling is great. I never have to deal with this with your other sibling.
Right.
The biggest fight I ever got into with a production manager, where I really let a production manager have it, is he did that.
He said that your brother doesn't give him as much trouble
he told me that my brother did not.
And you were like, that's enough out of you, sir. I will not be spoken to this way.
No, I was on this tour, and like every other department head on this tour, it was their first ever tour. And so at the first ever tech rehearsal, where we're like getting all the new stuff and putting it all up the first time, like all of my stuff was up and ready to go the first time because I had 15 years experience on anybody else that was doing it.
Right.
I don't have a word to say about that to anybody. My department is doing what my department does, and then like other departments are doing what they do. It's the first rehearsal. This is the time to iron these problems out. And the first thing the production manager said at the end of the day was how everybody needed to pay more attention to what I was doing. And I was like, motherfucker, I have to go on the road with these people.
Yeah, do not do this. Yeah.
And that's kind of the conversation I think you can have with your dad.
Yeah.
Is I don't think you have to go to your dad, because you say that he will not take it well if you say that that his actions are hurting you.
Sure. Yeah.
I think you can rephrase that a little bit. I think you can just tell him, hey, these conversations, when we're going down these rabbit holes and complaining about these people, I don't do really well complaining about people all the time like this. If there's an issue, I kind of want to talk about the issue and then be done talking about it.
Right.
If we could kind of angle our conversations that way a little bit more, Dad, that would make me feel better when we get off the call. That'd make me, that would really help me out with a lot of this. And maybe don't bring me up to my brothers and sisters.
Yeah, right.
I think you can almost bring that part of the conversation up as a way of like, hey, this isn't very effective.
And also, like,
you bringing me up in front of your siblings, that's not going to change behavior for the siblings.
Yeah, it's hurting my relationship with my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
That is making my life more. You doing this is making my life a little more difficult. And I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't do that. And I know you're not thinking of it that way.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of making my life more difficult.
Right.
But this is happening. And so I'd love it if we could steer away from this.
I think you're right. I think a lot of times as a parent, the natural move to give a compliment to your child is to compare them, right? And you're not trying to be petty about it. You're not trying to be weird about it. You think that's what they want to hear, and you think that like that's the natural currency of the realm is like, oh, well, compared to your siblings, you're doing great.
Right.
But like, I think, Jacob, you're the older sibling, right?
I am.
So, Nick, you probably didn't have this experience so much, and you've talked about in the past, like, that you and your sister didn't feel very competitive because you both had very distinct lanes. Like, you were the athlete, like, you had your thing going on, she had her thing going on, and you guys different genders and the whole business, so, like, you didn't feel that way. But like in my life, like obviously Jacob, you and your brother are same gender. Like I have a little sister, she's 8 years younger. It used to drive me crazy when my parents would try to like name check me as like a lesson to her. Like, do what your older brother did. He did it this way. What a great guy. And I'd be like,
his lip pierced.
You got his lip pierced. What a cool guy. And like, I would be like furious about that shit because it put her in a weird position of like, what am I supposed to do? Like, and I would get pissed because I'd be like, hey, you're also kind of fucking up my relationship with this kid because like, there's no way for me to recover from that. Either I get weirdly idealized and like I've become some kind of fucking moral lesson, or like I'm some kind of like standard that we measure everything by, which fuck you. Like that's not cool for me either. That like, so when I fuck up, it's going to be like learn from him or whatever. Like, can't we just live our own goddamn lives? It's like, I really feel for the writer on this. Like, I don't like the sibling to sibling comparison. I agree with Jacob's point. I don't think there's anything painfully wrong with educating a parent to say, hey, that makes me feel itchy. I'm with you. I agree with you. I care about your experience with my siblings, and I know you mean to give me a compliment. I just wish sometimes, Dad, that your compliments didn't directly compare and contrast me to my siblings. I want you to see me as the best version of me, not me as the best version of a child, right?
I think you just Will Smith him. Because I will say, I have not heard Chris Rock say anything about Will Smith's wife ever since Will Smith slapped shit out of him.
Okay.
If there's anything we've learned tonight, it's that violence is sometimes the answer.
Okay. Yeah. Can we get that as a drop?
Sure.
Did I step on it? I stepped on it.
Yep.
We can sing.
Violence is sometimes the answer. Not always. Maybe not even most of the time.
Sometimes.
But sometimes.
Sometimes that's the answer. Fight your father, Nora, I think is where we're going with that. I think definitely fight your dad.
I know of a karate dojo that will give you free lessons until you get a yellow belt.
Yeah.
And so I think you and your dad should get in there.
Yep.
And first one with a broken rib has to change the way they talk about your siblings.
Last thought on this before we wrap this one up, Nora. You know, you asked the question of like, look, after I have these long talks, I need to recover more quickly. I'm holding on to it. And I relate to this to some extent. Like, you know, one of the things that I love about addiction work is that it's very solution focused. It's very milestone driven. There's a way to measure your progress. But sometimes in private practice, you do get these people that sometimes I describe it as like emotional hospice. Like, there is no solution for this. There will never be a solution for this. I have had my fair share of patients that are geriatric patients. We're in 70s, 80s, 90s. And I'm just listening to them talk about their woes and their health and their finances. And there is no way for me to case manage that, to propose a solution. It would actually be disrespectful to be like, have you tried this?
Right.
Like, nope, none of this can be budged. None of this can move. I am watching the slow sinking of the boat, right? But there's a hospice to this. Of like, my job's to help play the violin on the Titanic and be there to comfort them and let them get it out, let them vomit, let them produce their pain today, hold it with them, offer a few words of encouragement. And if they walk out of that conversation 5 pounds lighter back into the world, I've done something meaningful that day. And so, writer, I know what that feels like to step out of that conversation. I've had those patients where I feel a lot of dread before the conversation because one of the worst things in healthcare is to feel useless. And one of the things I do for myself is I give myself that pep talk that today I'm going to play the violin on the Titanic. And there's something noble about that, and there's something useful about that, and there's something incredibly humane about that. And hospice is a humane thing to do, even when you cannot change any of it. It's beautiful and meaningful. And so when you finish up those conversations, if you can give yourself that pep talk before the conversation, and if you can remind yourself after the conversation, I just did something important. I withdrew some amount of the poison from my father. By listening to him, I'm not validating his opinions about my brother. I'm not validating his opinions about my sister. I'm allowing him to spit the poison over here so that there's less of it in their lives, and that perhaps gives him a little bit more fortitude to go work another day, to solve another problem, to be good in their lives. And perhaps that is a gift that I am giving to my siblings. And Nora says, sometimes I feel guilty that I'm not doing enough for my siblings. This is the gift you give to your siblings, Nora. By allowing your father to get some of his angst out with you, you're allowing him to have more grace with them. And so what they don't know is that you're the unsung hero of this family, in the sense that because dad brings you that pain, there's less of it to go around for them, and he has more endurance. And unfortunately, Nora, that's like my only really piece of advice on this, as to how to bounce back a little bit faster, how to reframe this in a way that feels like it's a little bit more emboldening for yourself, is to understand it as the cathartic release that it is. You're essentially your father's therapist. I think you need backup. I don't like you carrying all this load. I think that's a lot on you. I think you need your own place to dump that out. And like, you know, as your cup gets filled with all of his venom, you need a place to dump that out as well. And I think there's health to that. A lot of therapists have therapists for exactly this reason. We need to dissipate the pain that we channel and get it out to others, and explore our own humanity and the impact it causes on our lives. But like, I would encourage you to do either that self-care or that reframing to sort of find the greater good in this work. It's not pointless. It's very noble. There's a sense of hospice to this and catharsis to this. You're doing something important, and you're giving a gift to your family. And I hope you see that.
Or kick him in the rib.
Or kick him in the rib. Backspin, heel to the rib. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're wrapping up the show. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Smitty Scoop, Mason Miller, Tess Miller, Byler T, Paris, Team Monaco, Oscar Swanrose, Hannah Marie, Emma Kane, Myra, and Sam Cohn. And if you'd like to sponsor the show, become a therapy producer. Patreon.com/therapy.
All right. As we wrap up the show, I want to remind you, you can sign up patreon.com/therapy, and you should, damn it, because it is coming up on May. We are in April, and that is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Almost May.
It's gonna be. So we're excited, and we're going to be doing all sorts of extra content in our Patreon. We're going to be doing special fundraisers. This is our annual ask, where we ask everybody in the public audience who listens to our show through whatever devices you find us through. This is where you can join our community, throw some dollars in the hat, support the show, help us do this project. By the way, we've been beta testing video recordings of all of our studio recordings. It is happening right now. Like, here I am staring right into the camera. So far, it has only been available. Jacob may or may not be flipping off the camera. He's hiding it. We'll see. You'll have to tune in to the uncensored version. Okay, I can kind of tell which finger you're doing. But anyway, so far, it's only been released to our Thera producers in March and April. We've been beta testing it. But our intention is in May is to start releasing it to the greater Patreon audience. So get in there at the Patreon support group side. Go to patreon.com/therapy. And in May, I believe at the $5 level and higher, we will be releasing it. So come check us out. Patreon.com/therapy. You can watch the video show. You get it a week early or a day earlier. You get the extended show. You get a lot of extra bonus content that we release, and some very special behind the scenes, deep stuff, very personal looks at each host coming up in May. We're going to talk more about it. Sign up. Patreon.com/therapy.
We do all the episodes bottomless. The camera is waist up.
Yeah.
The camera is waist up.
For legal reasons.
But every now and then,
we
forget about it.
We get a little
and
slip.
we stand up.
Sometimes you stand up.
Yep.
Because you
hang
throw
a little brain.
Sometimes Jacob throws a hula hoop at us, and you just got to stand up, catch it on the ribs, and go. And you know what? You see what you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? We need to get back to measuring dick size by donuts.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that was a solid.
It's been too long. It's been like 2 episodes.
Yeah. This is anything but the metric system. So as we get to the end of the show, we'd like to thank the benevolent, revered, generous, and flagrantly pro-therapy diehard who loves you all so much they give till it hurts. Our Thera partner, Pickett. And we want to especially thank the bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of the fan club, our Thera producers. Thank you, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie Jr., Mint, Smitty Scoop, Richard fucking Macy, Jody Schneider, Malia, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Dan Martin, Sammy Scoop, Slurpy Kaye, motherfucker, Ben Stanley slapping your face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler T, Mike Helm, Oscar Swanrose, Paris, a Sunny Boy, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Sandra McWaffle, Team Monaco, Thunder, Cougar, Falcon Scoop, Heyo, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, Emma, Tonka, and Pony Soprano, Alina, Brady Malachek, Chick-fil-A, Gabriel Adame, Sean Sutherland, Max the Ginger Scoop, Chad Mag, Adam Warren, Inkala Prince, Sam Cohn, Big A, Do Crimes, Ellie O'Dare, Not Kira Knightley, and Amy Aardvark.
And if you'd like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
And why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our sponsor, we never mentioned Whitney, I don't think.
Who?
Who?
Our spontaneous side projects. Go to patreon.com/therapy, and thank you for supporting mental health.
That's all the time we got for this week's session. Want to thank our landlords, the Save Test Studios, and thanks to those of you who contributed to our show today. We really appreciate it. But remember, pod therapy isn't something to keep all to yourself. Share the episode with the world. Tag us on the socials when you do. It's at PodTherapyGuys on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, /PodTherapy on Facebook. Don't forget about all the extra goodies at patreon.com/therapy.
Do you want to submit a question to the show? You can ask anonymously at podtherapy.net. Email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com or click the link in the episode description to be taken to our anonymous Google form. I'm Nick.
I'm Jim.
I'm Whitney.
Thanks, and we'll see you for your appointment
I like
week.
how she gets closer and closer to the Wicked Witch of the West.
And your intern.
And my... No, these are very distinguishable voices. Are you accusing him
different
of
people.
only having
Literally different people.
one look? I don't think so.
I was explaining to somebody the other day my impression style. Anytime I have to do a comedic impression, like usually the impression starts off with an introduction. Usually my impression, the first words that whoever I'm impersonating are going to say is what their name is.
Yeah, really quick. Oh, by the way, that's very important.
There you go. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.